blade. I've been itching for a kill.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Alendis, and today I'm gonna share with you guys my lightning explosion archer build. I don't know what else to call it, but anyway, just lightning build-up explosion archer build. Anywho, let's go into the gear. You guys are probably wondering, what am I using? What's happening? So, main weapon is a Woodland Protector. You can actually find a recipe for this, but any other weapon that has the same 26 and 26 faith and dex requirement will do the job as well. You can also use a regular, any other bow would work too as well, but if you are using a different bow that is scaling off of just dex, they all scale the same, but this one has to be 50-50. If you're going all dex, you have to scale it up all the way until it's like 182 damage or something like that. For some reason I got 191, I'm not sure what's happening. But anywho, long story short, you want electric damage infusion. This isn't exactly necessary, it's only for cone shot to actually apply electric damage. If you're doing lightning arrow, it's not going to do anything for lightning arrow, but my main damage is coming from lightning arrow. That's what I use mostly. Cone shot is just for finishing off like chunky dudes. Alright, so I think this bow comes with lightning arrow, and that's the only reason why I really crafted it, because it already has lightning arrow on it. So if you find it, that's what we're going to use. But anyway, Woodland bow. You want damage increase by 15% on durability, because there's really no other bow that's better than that mod, or there's no other mod that's better than that besides this unique bow. But it's clunky to use. It's not. I'd rather have 15% damage all the time rather than having to waste focus on applying a cold and then applying my other damage that I want to use. So I'd rather just have the 15% damage already there. So we went with 5% health on damage dodge because or gain 5% health because we're going to be dodging around a lot. We don't really have, well, I didn't invest any points into HP. And you want to get lightweight, and, well, lightweight is kind of optional for you guys. But yeah, that's everything in there. And I think cone shot comes from a different bow. You can get cone shot, but don't really use cone shot all that much. So your main hand, this is pretty much your stat stick, alright? If you have Falstead's Fury, this is great. Might be even best in slot because you get to double dip into damage. 20% damage against larger enemies, and damage 30% when your health is full. Our health is pretty much always going to be full. We're always dodging and trying to avoid damage as much as we can. If you don't have this weapon, go with whatever you can equip really, and you want to put max focus into it. This is mainly just for bosses, like specifically the only person, which is Echo Knights, because he's such a lengthy fight. Bows are not really exactly the greatest in the damage department. I have couple of videos where I can one-shot them, but bows are really fun for clearing and all that other stuff. But anyway, you want max focus because of that reason. You want damage increase, or 30% damage on full health. It's pretty much the best alternative. Then your main thing, and this is important, is gain 25 focus on fatality. This is when you get a kill with your rune skills, and we're always using rune skills, so we're gonna get that 25 extra focus when we kill somebody. So that's great. And then we get health on kill, and this is just kind of like safety precaution. And then we get another thing that I love about this build is how fast we get to be and zoom around the map, and that's movement speed when we use our rune skill. So when we use lightning arrow, we're getting 15% more movement speed, and you can definitely feel it. So those are those weapons. Of course, I use my cleric's mace for buffing and focus and damage surge and stuff like that. And then we got our helmet. This is shock buildup is really important. You want as much shock buildup as you can, because when we get shock buildup, every time we get buildup, we're gonna get gain focus on inflicting a buildup. So that's our shock buildup. So pretty much every time we use our lightning skill, we're gonna get 15 focus back. So it's really nice for maintaining focus. And our electric damage, of course, because we're scaling off a lightning arrow. And then we want damage reduced with durability, and then healing is optional. You guys can swap that out with whatever you want. And then try and get whatever negative side that best suits you. I just went with stagger resist. And then we got focus cost decrease 5% in the boots here. Very important, because we want to keep our focus cost down. Damage increase by 10% after sprinting. So we're always sprinting around, and the cool thing about sprinting with this is you can sprint around as long as you want, but when you stop sprinting, that is when the buff is going to apply. So it's pretty nice. It kind of stays there until you stop. So nice extra 10% more damage. And then we got damage taken reduced based on durability, lightweight, all that other good stuff. There is a nice little option that you guys can do. Oh, I don't have it on me. But you can make some leggings that have movement speed on it, which is really nice, and you can get more damage when you dodge, a successful dodge. So these are really nice pants as well. And then for the chest piece, we got more focus cost decrease. This really helps with us maintaining our focus. And then what I really like is overall speed increase after we apply a shock buildup. So this is really nice. We're gonna get like 30% pretty much movement speed combined with this. So we'll use our skill, and then after we use our skill, we're applying shock, so we're getting 30% movement speed right off the bat, which is really nice. Then ignore the stagger. I was kind of wrong on the stagger. I thought, because sometimes I see the enemy stagger, and I thought this would apply more often, but it doesn't. You can roll the stagger off with whatever you guys feel is better. Stagger's not necessary. So, and then we got our gloves. We just want shock buildup, lots of shock buildup, and then gem shock buildup, health on kill, just a safety precaution, and damage reduction. That's it for that. Then the rings, we want rune ring, damage, ring of broken promise, damage, and then your third ring is optional. I like to have a lot of movement speed, but you can also go with reducing your load so you can run faster and get into the more faster, because if we can decrease our weight even more, we can run even faster. But well, if I stop using my greatsword, but whatever, we'll just apply that back on here. Put that back on. You can also use Band of Calmness. I sometimes use this when I'm up against the Rune Knight, just so I can have more focus. So these are kind of like your options here. But that's what I like to use. So that is the build. You want to have... I'll go into my stats real quick. So remember, 50 dex, 50 faith. That is the cap. Any more, you're not going to get any more damage. I tried it, trust me. Comfortable amount of focus and equipment load to just get to at least normal, or if you can get to fast weight class. So that's about it. You don't really need health or stamina because we got food buffs. And speaking of food buffs, let me just kind of show you guys real quick what I was using. So these are pretty much all the food buffs that I use. Mostly I use shepherd's pie and vegetable cake for more damage because they stack. And of course I use my rune buffs from my cleric's mace, so damage surge and focus halo. And that is about it. So you guys are probably wondering, well, how does it do in the Crucible? How does it, you know, I'll just run you through the Crucible for like a couple of things here. I think I covered pretty much everything for the build that you guys need to know. Yeah, I think so. So anywho, let me show you it in action and kind of explain a little bit more things here. So let's do a little bit of Crucible action. So the cool thing is you don't even need to use a bunch of like echoes. You don't have to rely on echoes too much for this build. So basically what you want to do is apply your damage buffs. So this is just going to make everything a lot smoother. I'm going to switch my mace and get my damage surge up. And I'm going to switch to my dagger. And then I like to go to my focus foods, just in case. And let's start. Oh, there's a regular hit. So when that guy died, I got 25 focus back. But watch when I actually inflict damage. See how I got 15 focus back? Pretty nice. 15 focus back. 15 focus back, and then 25 for finishing off the enemy. So it's pretty nice sustained focus. It's if you land your shots. Alright, let's go a little bit faster here. And if you run for 2 seconds, you can actually get more damage. And you'll realize that, actually, let me let it go off. So if I start running for 2 seconds, you see that buff that I just applied? Now when I stop, that's when it's going to actually go down. So when you're running, you can kind of just save it up. Just make sure you run for 2 seconds. So let's go into the next chamber. And the great thing about bow build is you can just launch from a cliff. Most of these levels have cliffs, and it's very nice. Safely kite with all of our movement speed. And I still don't even have any echoes on right now. No echoes. So we'll just do this. We'll just clear until we get to the nice friendly man. Safely get some distance, no problem. The other guy, oh, he's just chilling at the cliff. And I think that's it. We'll collect our rewards here. By the way, this is where you get your teleporting thing for your house. So buy your teleport pad, get your so you can teleport right inside your house. Very handy, very handy. Anything juicy? Oh, vegetable cakes. Vegetable cakes. But that is it. That is the build. Very fun. It doesn't one hit like my plague build, but it's very fast, and I don't know. I like the play style. It's fast and lightning's everywhere, everything's exploding. It's great. Anyway, you guys all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.